Hello everyone. It's a new week and another episode of Motivation Mondays. We started off last week talking about the haze in our lives and how that haze can, disrupt our lives. And we were talking about how we can do little things and little small tiny things to be able to expose our light, those things inside of us that we know are already there, the things that we know will make our lives better. But for one reason or the other, we haven't been able to achieve those things. And so let's talk about what constitutes our haze. What are the things inside of us or around us or in our environment that make us less likely to do the things that we want to do? And one of those things, and one of the more powerful things, probably the biggest thing out of all of these things, is fear. Fear, that's right, fear. Crippling, dilapidating, paralyzing fear. The fear of failure, the fear that we will die, the fear that it will hurt, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of insecurity. Fear. And this is the critical thing about fear that's the most interesting, is that fear is valid. Fear is actually valid. Your fear actually is valid. I mean, without the consequences, there would be no fear. And so the fact that you acknowledge that whatever things you do, whatever things happen to you, whatever decisions you want to make will have consequences is why you have fear. And that's the reason why fear is the more critical thing that needs to be addressed. Remember, fear thrives in the dark. That's right, fear thrives in the dark. The absence of light is darkness, and fear thrives in the dark. That is where fear makes its home. The uncertainty, the things you don't know. The fact that you don't know the outcome is why you're afraid. If you knew the outcome, if you could control the outcome, you wouldn't be afraid. If you knew that whatever you wanted to do, you could do it without the fear of negative consequence, then there's no reason to fear, and so you would not fear. So fear is a very, very, very valid concept. And the best thing that you can do to overcome fear, which paralyzes and stops you from acting or moving, is to take away some of its power. How do we do that? When you illuminate something, it's no longer completely dark. When you can see something, when you can understand something, when you have knowledge about something, you limit the power that it has, because then all of a sudden you can see the things that you can do to overcome some of the things that fear or that giant or that big thing represents. And so we can illuminate it. When you cast light on the thing that you're afraid of, you remove its power. All right? So instead of saying, I can't do something because I'm afraid, instead of saying, I cannot achieve this because I'm afraid, instead of sitting stagnant in your situation, the thing that you're afraid of, why not start to do something? And that's what I want to talk about today, is doing that little thing that takes away the power of fear. You may have wanted to start a business, and you keep thinking, it's this big thing, I don't have the money, I don't have the funds, I don't have enough ideas, my ideas are not good enough, what if I fail? Well, what if you succeed? And the only way to know this is if you actually have knowledge. So I want to challenge you today, as you go into this new week, I want you to think about the little things, and I mean little things, that you can do to help you overcome your fear. And to do that, I'm talking about becoming knowledgeable. If you want to start a business, start doing research. That little thing, just that little thing, about the type of business you want to do. If you want to get into a relationship with somebody, start to explore, start to ask questions. There are no consequences at this stage. All you're doing is acquiring knowledge. All right? If you have an idea that has seemed so big in your head, and you don't know how to get it out, and because of that fear, you just haven't done anything, start little. Start writing an outline. Put something down on paper. Write out the idea. Take it away from inside of your head, where it seems so big and magnificent, and start to put it down on paper where it starts to seem real, where it seems, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't Goliath. Maybe this was, more of a John next door situation, all right? The best way to overcome the paralysis of fear is to actually start doing something. And those things don't have to be big, grand gestures. Those things can be little things. So I want to challenge you this week as you go through your week. Think about the things that you really want to do but you haven't done because you're afraid. All right? Let's take those things and let's start to put little tiny actions to them and celebrate each of those little things that you're able to do. You wanted to write a book? Write an outline. You wanted to write a poem? Put a couple of words down, a couple of lines down. You want to start a business? Do some research. Find out what the business is all about. What would it take to actually do this business? And you will see that the moment you bring this into the light, you take away the power that fear has. And you illuminate yourself a little bit more and get yourself one step closer to doing the things that you want to do. Have a great week, everyone. We'll be here again next week to talk about a few of those limiting things that stop us from seeing our light. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to share this video, download the video, share with as many people as possible. Let's help everyone as much as possible get illuminated and motivated in their week. Have a great day.